Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. Styling Shop is here. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much. If you are new, hit that subscribe button because I'm pretty sure you're gonna love it here. Okay, so today is very special to me. It's my first content video using my new Sony camera, and we are discussing my ebook that is on Amazon Kindle. It is called Becoming a Paralegal. So if you have Amazon Kindle membership, it is 1% free. If not, it is $9.99. $9.99. All right, y'all. So let's get into this video. My ebook is broken down into 3 topics. So we're going to discuss those 3 different topics. And then we're going to dig deep into some of the information that is included in the ebook. You don't want to miss these gems. Okay, let's get started. So if you guys see me looking down for any reason, it's because my laptop is right in front of me and I don't want to miss anything that I want to actually input in this video and any information I want to give out. Also, I got some notes in front of me. All right, so first and foremost, Becoming a Paralegal by Shadonna Muva. It will be linked below. So I broke it down into 3 topics. The first topic is college tips for paralegal/legal majors. So that speaks for itself. If you are already in school and you're majoring in paralegal studies or legal studies or pre-law, this topic is essential for you. You might be in your first semester, your second semester, and you can use some of these tricks and tips. Second topic is an introduction to me, the author, and my credentials. What gives me the right to speak on this subject? You know when people just be chatting, you like, how you know? That's all the information that's in the second topic. It's all my credentials, all of my experience up until 2022, up until 2021-22, because I started writing this ebook in 2021 and it got published in 2022. Third is choosing the paralegal field that is best for you. Now, when people think of paralegals, they think of law firms. That is the first thing you think of when you think of a paralegal. Lawyer, law firm, legal assistant. That's usually the first thing people think of when you mention you're a paralegal. Oh, what law firm you work at? So choosing a paralegal career that is best for you, it goes into paralegal roles, paralegal fields, the many different fields of paralegals, okay? And yes, this is all information that you can Google outside of my credentials. But the difference is right here, you get everything compacted into one. And that's the difference with a lot of information, much information that is given with classes and, networking events, you can Google, but sometimes we don't always have the time to Google everything. So therefore, you have people specialize in different fields to help you out, and this is that. The first tip that we have is creating a schedule that works for you. So in part 1 of my ebook, I go into creating your schedule. Now, some of us, we already know what we want to do. Like, oh, I want to get into criminal law. I want to get into business and intellectual. I want to get into property management. I want to get into family law and, adopted children, the whole school system. So some of us, we already know what we want to do, and that's 100% fine. But from personal experience, I've learned you need to customize your schedule and be open. Customize your schedule with an open mind, an open heart, because you never know what the future leads to. You never know. You might have it all figured out, and by year 2 or semester 2 or semester 3, your whole plan changed, right? So when you're doing your schedule, don't be afraid to come out of your comfort zone. Don't be afraid to take different classes, because, obviously there are those core classes that we have to take. There are some classes that you have to take, period. But you do get to choose, especially starting like your second semester, you get your feet wet. You get to choose. Next is learn your professors. This is so important. Learn your professors. Also, at the beginning of my book, I talk about the importance of learning your professors and actually scoping out that mentorship early. This can help you in the long run. So I'm actually gonna read one of the tips out of my ebook. Okay, this is big. Get to know your professors and their professional backgrounds. Choose the professor you most connect with and ask them to become your mentor. Obviously, we're not going to do this the first, second day of class, right? Like I said, it could be the second semester, the third semester. But the thing is to start, learning your professors, building those relationships so that when that time is right, you can, hey, Professor Danny, do you mind, becoming my mentor? Do you mind just giving me some, solid advice, or, when you need a recommendation? You get what I'm saying? All right, many professors are attorneys, ex-attorneys. They also have friends such as judges, friends that are in the public safety field. The public safety field is very wide. Your journey can benefit from this mentorship. Now that you got your mentorship, now this professor, they may look at you in a different light, and they may have some friends who are hiring at places you may want to work at, really be an asset to your career. Next, we're gonna go into part 2 of my ebook, where I talk about my credentials, my education, get my journey all in this ebook. I want to touch on the specific part where, as I was writing the book, I was specifically working in the field, and I was explaining my current job role. So I'm gonna actually read this to you guys out of the ebook. So it says, this is so funny because in the ebook it says today, like I was writing in real time. So it says today, like I said, I started writing 2021 and 2022. I started working with a publishing company, and then they helped me put it on Amazon. So let's read. Today, October 14th, 2021, I work in property management as a legal assistant. This is my first time working property management. It's like real estate, but not as complex, my opinion. I work in property management inside the legal department. My job duties include filling out tenant dispositions and filing them correctly, responding to tenants' rent complaints or anything in relation to their rent electric account. So when you are a tenant inside of a building or inside of a management company, you have rent accounts, and then you have electric accounts. Receiving no tenant payments. So all you guys know, when you pay bills, and basically everything we do in real life, there's someone, right, that's working to be of service to us. And basically that's what I was doing in property management. I was working with the tenants. So let me finish reading this part to y'all. So my job duties include filling out tenant dispositions and filing them correctly, respond to tenant rent complaints or anything in relation to their rent/electric accounts, receiving no rent payments, prepare notices and pre-legal notices, communicate with tenants. Of course, we know communication is key in any situation. Other staff and my legal team. So I worked in, it was a building. It was in one of the housing buildings. We worked in the building, and we, had different offices, but literally communicating, even if someone worked right next door to me, the communication was key. I had to communicate with them. I had to communicate with the person who handled the tenant complaints about their housing. They had to send maintenance out. I had to communicate with the manager, communicate with the property manager, with my manager. Communication is key in any field. You guys know that. Communication is key, and I communicate with my legal team throughout the entire day. Through emails and phone calls. Like I said, even if we were like in room by room, or someone was down on the lower level and I'm on the upper level, someone is in the front handling tenants as they come in, and I'm in the back. Communication is big key once you get into this field. What I did was I had to recognize court and eviction calendar, assist tenants. Now we're gonna get into this. Assist tenants with the emergency rental assistance program. So some of you might have had that, right? It was called ERAP. When COVID hit, a lot of people could not pay their rent. So I was the person that was assisting the tenants with the ERAP applications, telling them what to do, where to find it. If they needed help, I was scheduling them to come and get some help. Or if Campbell, whoever else was giving them help at the time, I was letting them know where they could go get the help to fill out the application so they can get their rent paid. What else was I doing? Okay, and I basically talked about that whole thing and ongoing assistance that's available for many New York City tenants and businesses. This program is major right now. So once again, this is real time. So I wrote, this program is major right now, and because many New York City residents and all people all over the globe are struggling to pay their rent due to COVID and the effects of the pandemic. We all were affected by the pandemic, whether it was financially, mentally, a lot of us, we won't get into that, but yeah. So let's get on to the next tip for you guys. I told you it's 3 sections. So the last part is called choosing your paralegal field. So I go in with so much information in this part of the book. I did so much research for this, and just knowing myself and my experience, and then the people who I know that were also paralegals, you know, some of the people I graduated with, I kind of went in with this. So choosing your paralegal field. So I personally want to get into the different roles. In the beginning of this video where I said when most people think of paralegals, they think of attorneys or law firms, which is probably like 90%, right? Well, there are so many other roles that paralegal play. Some of you may or may not be in tune, but let's get into, and I'm not even going to touch on all the roles, but let's get into a lot of the roles that paralegals play, that paralegals work in, a lot of the different fields that some of us might not even think about, right? There are many other titles and job opportunities in the legal field outside of law firms. Let's explore. Paralegal manager, so of course that's someone that manage a law firm, or they can manage a group of paralegals, whether it's, you know, in the real estate industry or in any industry where paralegals work. 9 out of 10 there's a paralegal manager that is managing the legal assistants and the paralegals to make sure everything is working for the better of the business. A nurse paralegal speaks for itself. Where do nurses work? Nurses work everywhere. So everywhere you see nurses working, you can be also a nurse paralegal. If you're interested in that, that's something you gotta look into, because you won't only have to get certified with paralegal, you have to get certified with nursing too. So it's like double the work. A legal project manager, intellectual property paralegal, corporate paralegal. So corporate, think of all the jobs that are corporate. Any corporate position, they have a paralegal on their team, or probably multiple, right? Because they have legal teams, and those legal teams are paralegals. So it's big business in that. Family law paralegal, I have experience in this. A lot of people tell you it's really rewarding, but it's also, you see a lot. Because in family law, it can be very dynamic. You could be dealing with different dynamics of family. So you could be dealing with adoption, you could be dealing with or in that whole field. So with the adoption field, you're dealing with services that may come and take children away or place children, or you could be dealing with when someone is going through a divorce and you have to, you know, be the mediator, or you have to, you know, you're a paralegal, so you'll be doing all the paperwork and all the research for the attorney based off this family, with assets and liabilities and your children, and who's going to get the children, where they're going to go to school, and how much is going to be split here, there. Family law can be very dynamic. You could be dealing you could be working in the court, you could be working in the courtroom, and you can basically deal with all the family issues and the children that come in and out of the court system. So family law is very, very dynamic. It can go a lot of ways. A court clerk, a legal file clerk. So court and legal file clerks also work in the courtroom. That gives you a lot of experience. It gives you a lot of foundation. It gives you, like, it just lets you see everything, like how the process goes, from when attorneys come in and file, when regular people just come in and file their lawsuit. You get to see a lot of the work that is put in the legal field when you're in a courtroom, from all aspects. Legal secretary, legal assistant. So you could be working for a high profiler, and you could be the legal secretary, legal assistant. You know, you'll be the first person of office when, you know, you go in and you see that person that's at the office and they're handling everything. Or you could just be like with a big time A-list company where you could be working alongside CEOs, or you be working alongside, you know, big shots. It all depends. Immigration paralegal. So I work in immigration as well. We all know what immigration is, right? So you could be working strictly with immigration, filing visas and everything to, you know, help people with their freedom. Estate planning and probate, it was something I had a big interest in, and I still do, but just in a different way, because, you know, especially, you know, in the Black community, I wouldn't say now, but before, a lot of people weren't big on estate planning. A lot of people weren't big on wills. A lot of people weren't big on life insurance. Till then, I know we all know people who don't have wills, who don't have life insurance, who just don't have their life planned out after they're physically not here, because we don't like to think about that. So that is something I have like an interest in, because you know, sometimes we feel like this is long left, but sometimes when we leave this earth we feel like that's it, but it's really not. Especially if you're working with some money, or if you have children, if you have a property, or if you have an estate, you have anything that you work for, that you work hard for, that you put in work for, you need to have a will, you need to have life insurance, you need to, you know, speak with the attorney or, you know, paralegal service to have your estate planning and probate in place. It's big, there's a lot of money in that. Even if you look at your favorite celebrities, right? And when they pass away, you always hear about estate. What do you think that is? That is everything the celebrity was into, everything they had going on. I know, like, even when Nipsey Hussle, God rest his soul, you know, with his estate, it was like, you know, talked about, was published and everything, and, you know, how he had 2 children, and, you know, the baby mother, Tanisha, was fighting over, not fighting, but trying to get custody of Imani, and then he was following in London, how she had got custody of Cross when he passed. Like, it's just so much things that you wouldn't think you would have to do until it happens, right? So let's say me and my child's father, and he passed away. Now, a lot of people don't know this, but when you're born, you're not born to 100% your mom or 100% your dad. You're born 50-50. And he or she may pass away. We don't want to put that on nobody. But you saw when Nipsey passed away, remember when they got custody of Cross, and people like, why did she do that? Whatever. Because he's 50% Nipsey and 50% Lauren. So now that Nipsey is not here, she had to protect herself and protect her son and gain that custody, even though that's technically her child. But that kind of was left, but that was just like a little example. So once again, I have and I'm gonna do, you know, I'm gonna explore those opportunities. But I have a big interest in estate planning and probate. It's like I said, especially being, you know, the Black and brown community, it's just so much stuff that we're now getting accustomed to, and we're now, you know, and then we can go into the trademarks and the LLC, patents, you know, that's all paralegal too, but I don't want to strand off. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Become a paralegal. It will be linked down below if you want to purchase. It's on Amazon Kindle. Once again, if you have membership, it is free. Just go read it. Just go read it, leave a review. It's about 9-10 pages. If not, it is $9.99. Feel free to DM me, email me. All right. Thank you guys. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe.